know already, my great uncle is dying right now of terminal cancer, and and he was a very important figure in my life. I only knew him for a short time, but he kind of molded who I am today. And we couldn't find time where I could go down and say goodbye to him in person. And then during my experientials, we actually were able to find some time where I could head down there for about a week. When I got down there, it was so much fun saying goodbye and getting to spend time with him that we were able to extend my flight. So I spent my entire spring break caring for him, lifting him out of bed and doing all that stuff, and just being with him in his presence. I mean, not every day we talked, but it was still a great experience just to be with him. And so all of this PowerPoint is just a few pictures that of him from his life. And this one is actually a picture of him, which I thought was great for the cover. And so first, before I have a 12-minute video that I'll show you guys. But before I show that, I want to tell you guys a little bit about him first. So this is a picture of him as he was a child. And he was born in 1935 on April 28th. And he was not really the biggest kid there was, and he got picked on a lot in the neighborhood he went to. So he developed a plan that whenever they started to pick on him, he would take lots of rocks, and he got really good at pitching, to say the least. And every day at lunch, he would run out and collect a pile of rocks and put them behind him and just sit there. And if someone started to mess with him, he'd lean back, take a rock, and fling it right at them. And you'll hear more about that in the actual video. But he didn't really, from that experience, he found out about baseball and got into baseball and had fun with that. And so that was about, in a summary about what I learned from his childhood. Now, as a young adult, so high school and stuff like that, he went to a very low-key, very calm high school, and he has some funny stories about his high school reunion, where he actually rode one of his motorcycles into the center of the building for his high school reunion. But as in high school, he did track and field and soccer, where he actually, after soccer, he went on and then was actually chosen for the 1954 Olympics. And ended up going for a team instead of individuals, but he still won't forget that. And when he was in high school, he did a lot of Boy Scouts and camping and canoeing and outdoor stuff, and he also helped a lot in his church community, which reflects a lot when he was in college. Now, when he was in college, he and a bunch of his friends helped promote soccer around the local high schools and middle schools, because a lot of the kids were playing football and not soccer, and not a lot of kids could play sports because they couldn't afford the gear. And so he showed them how little gear you actually need to play soccer, and was just really inspirational to them. And after college, he joined the military. He joined the Army, where he served for 5 years over in Germany. And that's where he learned German, and just the experience. Every time they would go out, him and his friends, out basic camp, they would only speak German. That was their one rule. They could only speak German no matter what. And he said that when they first started this, for the first year, they sounded absolutely horrendous. And then it got so good that one of his fellow soldiers actually fell in love with a German woman and got married there and stayed there. And he loved it there, and a lot of his Boy Scouts kind of came out with his military. And he remembers this one incident where it was raining really harsh out, and a lot of the soldiers were getting influenza, and his COs came up to him and said, "Smith, why are you so happy?" And he's sitting in his tent all dry and nice and warm, about to eat supper, and he looks at them and says, well, look at where I am and look at where you are. And he wasn't afraid to do things that would get most people in trouble, to say the least. Now, after the military, he did a lot of church work, and he wrote a lot of checks and stuff for the churches, and got a lot of things like state finances for the churches to get after-school programs started, and to also get some school programs started because they couldn't really go through school, or parents couldn't work because they couldn't take care of the kids on their own. And he was just very inspirational, very good-hearted person. And this is a picture of him with a pipe in his mouth when he was working for a mapping company. And he's just a really colorful character. So, and just always full of laughs. So so now that you guys know that, I'm gonna show you the video, and then I'll tell you about a few more stories that he told me that I couldn't really get captured too well on camera. And I look a little awkward. Well, I act a little awkward in these in this video, mainly because I didn't know how I was supposed to act while I was on the camera, and I was really trying not to have a tear fell or anything like that. So.